You guys hear me now?
Welcome in, guys. This is Chiefs Blitz, and as we got a lot to get in today, we have breaking news that Joe Tooney has been traded. So with that said, guys, let's get into the opener.
First round pick. I thought,
Guys, can you hear me?
Hey, all right.
Why are we around?
Yo, welcome to the show. It's a Chiefs Blitz night. Breaking down the plays, keeping everything tight. From Mahomes to the defense, we give you the scoop. Real talk, real stats, we the ultimate truth. This ain't no game, it's our passion on display.
The baby
Chiefs
himself.
Blitz podcast, real fans unite. Every touchdown scored, we ignite the night. From tailgate chatter to post-game debate, we love our Chiefs, yes, never too late.
I would even bring NBS back in the middle of the season.
Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insight? Welcome to the Four Guys in a Bar, sponsored by ChiefsBlitz.com, presented by UnderdogFantasy.com. Here's your Chiefs Blitz host, Nick Athan, with Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, and Hense Todd.
Welcome, man. I think Nick having some sound problems, but we will get it fixed, guys. So with that said, guys, we have our sponsor of the hour. So with that said, let's get right into Underdog Fantasy. What's up, guys? This is Hense Todd of Chiefs Blitz. Let's talk about our new sponsor, Underdog. Play now in Missouri and play $5 to get 50. Promo code Chiefs Blitz. Hey, Nick played this game. He loved this game. I know you guys will love this game as well. Let's go talk about the NBA. You got LeBron James, Curry, Mitchell. All these guys are in the lineup. You can play Curry, Ball, Mitchell. I'm playing Mitchell all day from Cleveland. That is my guy. I love the guy. He's a baller. He's going to get it all done for you. Win up to $1,000 in your entry fees, available in 33 states. Deposit up to $1,000 in bonus cash and join the millions of fans who have won billions on Underdog. Go get your money, dog. Money, dog with Underdog by just playing this game. Pick 'em. Hey, again, guys, it's available in Missouri. Play $5, get 50. Use promo code Chiefs Blitz. Again, promo code Chiefs Blitz. What's up, guys? We are back. We got Lou in here. We got Coach Dre, and we got Nick, who's still working on his sound. He's still there, but the guy's still there.
Welcome to the Todd Hense cold open.
We gotta change up some stuff. We're gonna have Nick do
it gets longer every show. This is awesome.
So how y'all doing today, man? How y'all doing today?
Hey, eventful day. There's news all around the NFL.
Right.
Just another Tuesday in March, baby.
Out with the old, in with the new. Out with the old and in with the new, guys.
Yeah, that's where we're gonna be with Kingsley. So, Nick, are you there? Can you still hear us now? Are you still having sound technical difficulties?
He looks bewildered.
I know we can hear him. We can hear him typing in the background. But with that said, man, let's get right into the news of the day. We had a lot of updates to get into. So with that said, let's get right into it. Joe Tooney has got traded to the Chicago Bears. And I was upset about it. A lot of other people was upset about it. How do you guys feel about it?
Was you really upset?
Yeah, I was a little bit upset, man. So how you feel about it?
Out the old, in with the new.
A little surprised, right? I mean, we all kind of figured there was going to be a guard from Kansas City going to Chicago, right?
Mm-hmm.
We just didn't think it was going to be Joe Tooney. And
Right.
once they put the tag on Trey, again, I don't have any inside information, but I'm just, in my opinion, kind of what happened was maybe they got together with Tooney's people. His number was much higher than what they were willing to pay.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's the NFL, which is not for long. And you can give all the cliches. It's better to let them go 1 year early than 1 year too late. And the fact that if they just flat out release Tooney, they don't get any compensatory pick next year. And since, the relationship with Ryan Poles and so forth, they're rebuilding their offensive line on the fly, which is kind of what the Chiefs are trying to do. But they get a 4th round pick next year, which, it could have been nothing. He could have just gone for no return. So, probably when it first came out, I was a little like, what the hell are we doing? But the more you think about it, his age, giving him an extension at this age is just kind of going against kind of how they're building this team. So if in fact Kingsley is the guy that they feel can play left guard, or someone else, Hunter Norzad or somebody else on the roster, then it makes sense, right? I mean, you selfishly, I would have felt getting a pick this year, a little instant gratification would have been cool, but next year, okay, well, we'll look to the future and see where we go in free agency, because now you got some money available.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. Had a little technical problem.
There you go, Nick.
Welcome, Nick.
There we go.
Hey,
where was you at, Nick? Where'd you go?
I don't know, man. I don't know. This computer. We've had multiple power outages over the last 24 hours. We got 50-mile-an-hour winds down here, so it's pretty crazy.
I got you.
Yeah. So what you think about Joe Tooney, sir? Go ahead.
Well, I'm not shocked by the move. I mean, I kind of slept in this morning. My phone's blowing up, and it's just like, what? Drank some coffee, made a few calls, and bottom line is they weren't going to sign him to an extension. They briefly talked about it. Agent kind of said, hey, trade us to a good team, and we appreciate everything. He was very happy in Kansas City. He loved playing here. But for me, now that the Trey Smith franchise tag is on the books, there were 3 moves they could make. Cut Thuney, fix Chris Jones's contract, and also potentially work Patrick Mahomes' contract. So listen, the Chiefs want to get 520 somethings on the offensive line. So this is the next step for the Patrick Mahomes era. It was the right move. He'll be 33 in October and November. And honestly, he did a terrific job last year. But for me, Andy Reid, when he was in, for those that don't remember, for Andy Reid, who was in Philadelphia, if you hit the age of 30, you generally got traded. And I think maybe Andy's kind of going back to some of that line of thinking, in my opinion.
Right.
So what's the impact he's going to, what impact of this trade is going to have on his offensive line, Coach Dre?
Well, Bowtie, we don't know, because now you take away a titan, a stud, the Band-Aid for this offensive line. You take him away, so now you go with Kingsley. Now you go with Kingsley, and I believe the Chiefs does have faith in this guy, Kingsley. I really do. I do believe that. But we don't know. We don't know what can he bring to the table. But like I said, like you said, Nick, Andy Reid want to go younger. Like once you hit a plateau in your career, it's time to go ahead and make that move. So, it is what it is. I hope like Buddy comes in and play well. I really do. I hope that. So, but good luck to Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah, more unknown. It's all based on potential and seeing what happens. But still, you've got plenty of steps to go. You've got the first wave of free agency. I still contend that the Chiefs are going to make a pretty strong bid to get Ronnie Stanley. I was met with less than enthusiastic response from this crowd, but I'm sticking to that. Whether he signs with them or not, we'll see. But those converting salary into signing bonus can certainly help them massage the cap and get a little bit more money for this year. So at first glance, it's like you took the biggest strength of this team and kind of weakened it momentarily, but we don't have the full picture yet. So let's let these guys work, see what happens. But on the surface, it's kind of like, what the hell are we doing now?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on it, Bo?
What the hell are we doing now?
My thoughts is, man, hey, I know what my thoughts is. I'm sitting here. I understand the movement. I understand all that. But again, Bet Veach, this was his problem, was the tackles and the wide receivers beside Rasheed Rice and Worthy, if you can say that. But again, we can see it, he's 30, he's getting up in age, a big contract. You got to sign Trey Smith. But again, if I'm Patrick Mahomes, I'm going right in the office with the belt and say, what are you doing, man? I need my goddamn protection. I need it right now, and I need it now. And I don't need nobody else to put me on my back since the Super Bowl. So if I'm Patrick Mahomes,
why the pony face?
Yeah, I don't get that.
What's that?
You have to explain
So
that.
it's a goat. So it's a goat.
It's a goat.
Oh,
It looks like a white pony. Is what it looks like.
Go. Like what Nick said. What did you say last time, Nick?
I thought you fixed that offensive line, Brett. I thought you fixed that offensive line, Brett.
That's what he thought. We thought he fixed it. We thought he fixed it. So we thought he fixed it. And that's what we're going to sit around here and think when we see Patrick Mahomes get sacked a bunch of times. I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen, man. But again, we had to have this offensive line fixed. Maybe they go out there and trade for somebody. Maybe DK Metcalf is the savior of all of this.
We'll talk about that here in a minute.
That's the savior of offensive line.
Is DK going to play left tackle?
Probably.
That's what I'm thinking. What the hell?
He said, I thought you fixed this offensive line, Brett. Hey, that's what Nick said. Go ahead, Nick.
All right, so apparently you cut me off at the beginning of the show on purpose so you could start slamming me, and hopefully I don't get to respond. Listen,
Go ahead.
The impact is going to be they lose a guy who is a stable. He's one of the best guards in probably in NFL history. He's got 3 Super Bowl rings or 4 Super Bowl rings. He should go in the Chiefs Hall of Fame or at least in their Ring of Honor. But I think this is the impact's going to be. Mateo is probably going to be the guy at left guard. Okay, let's just give him a thumbs up. Say, listen, he was just outman a tackle. Now he's got help from a tackle on one side, the center on the other side. He can certainly probably do better than Caliendo did down the stretch because Caliendo really struggled in the championship game and also in the Super Bowl. But I think if you look at the way that Brett Veach is structuring things, this is a new era. And like I said, Mahomes is 29. He's going to be 30 next year. This is for the next 4 years. These are moves they have to make. And Thuney wasn't part of the long-range plan. Now, if you're giving me a choice between Smith and Thuney, there's no question. You sign Smith. And it's my understanding they're going to get something worked out here pretty soon, obviously because of this move, because they need to reduce his cap number. Because right now the Chiefs are $18.2 million over the cap. So Thuney will go $16 million towards that, and the carryover cap from last year, which is about 2.5, should bring them to 0. So that means they have to redo Smith's deal, Patrick's deal, and Chris Jones's deal if they're going to have any money to spend in free agency. So with that
the left
said,
tackle will be deep.
That's how it's going to
real
impact
quick,
the
Nick.
offensive line. They're going to have to find a young, serviceable tackle. And the rest of the 4 is intact.
Love that word, Nick. Love the serviceable. Good going, serviceable.
I was complaining to someone yesterday about that.
We put a moratorium on that word. Okay,
all right, sorry.
Let's not say that anymore.
If they can find a stopgap left tackle, great. Sign me Cam Robinson. Sign me a guy who's 28, a veteran.
My gosh.
I think Mango put up the backup tackle with the 49ers. I think he's a free agent. He filled in for Trent Williams last year.
We have left tackle news coming live. So.
Oh, we do, huh?
So, hey, I don't know what's cooking up, but I'm just saying, guys, hey, we all going to sit back. We all going to sit back and we all going to look at Brett Veach and what they're going to say. Nick, what they going to say?
I thought you fixed that offensive line, Brett. I thought you fixed that offensive line, Brett.
I thought you fixed it. I thought you fixed it. I thought you fixed that offensive line.
I'm thinking I should have stayed in bed today.
Was that Ernest? Was that Ernest or Nick?
That was Nick.
Ernest.
You sure it was Ernest or Nick? So real quick, gentlemen. So the left tackle is DJ Humphries as of right now. Is DJ Humphries, right?
No, he's a free agent.
Oh,
There is no
So there's
left tackle.
there's
the Chiefs
really
don't
no
have a
one.
left tackle on the roster right
there
now.
really is no
Damn.
left tackle or any under contract, right? I mean,
Now,
other than
Wanye Smith is.
if
They've
they
already talked
move
about moving him inside too.
Morris, right? Wanye Morris.
Wanye Morris. Sorry, getting all
So
confused.
so if
Wow.
again, I mean, we don't know what the grand plan is, but I guess you can just kind of fill in the blanks. But neither of those guys was able to hold down left tackle. So yeah, that's going to be a big TBD. And again,
Really
free
big
agency.
TBD.
You got
Real
free
good
agent.
TBD.
Well, free agency right around the corner, the draft coming up. So there's going to be
Hell, bro.
opportunities to fill that spot. I don't, it's not like it's going to be a guarantee no matter who they bring in. Right. So you just got to see, how it's going to be a new player to the team. It's going to be, getting the chemistry with the other four guys. So again, we'll go into next season with a big question mark on the offensive line.
Hey, Lou, that whole left side, man, needs some help from tackle to guard.
Right.
It's like, okay, we know what the focus is now. Focus is now, man.
Yeah.
It's the left side, man. Left side of that line, man.
I'd say what I think the Chiefs can overcome the play of Tooney. I think what we have to pay homage to is how much time he spent with Humphreys and with Smith and getting them up to speed and showing them how to be pros. And he was basically the coach on the offensive line. Guys, how I feel about Andy Heck. I think missing the teaching aspect of what Tooney can do is going to be, I think, a bigger loss. I think they can replace him. I think they feel confident. Listen, they don't make this trade unless they're two chess pieces ahead, seeing what they possibly could do. I'm sure they got plenty of indications at the NFL Combines, talking to agents about potential guys. Probably feel comfortable with the deep draft class, at tackle in April. I think they're going to be very, very positive with how in which they structure this offensive line. I think we're going to be surprised when we finally see the five guys.
Oh, we're going to be surprised.
Oh,
There's
we will be surprised because we here got little news, baby.
No question about that.
Breaking news, huh?
Come on, Skillet.
That baby, let's go.
Look at that Skillet.
Go ahead, Nick.
Okay, the Chiefs will target Ronnie Stanley, who is the best left tackle available on the market. Sources tell Nate Taylor in The Athletic. Now, Nate got a little slapped around a little bit by Justin Reed. So we'll see. Well, we'll see. When free agency begins, the Chiefs will target Ronnie Stanley, the 9-year veteran, who's the best left tackle. He will turn 31 this month, started all 17 games last year. He earned a 70.7 overall grade from Pro Football Focus and allowed just 3 sacks. Great. Sign him.
He blocked for a mobile quarterback.
A running quarterback.
So he's no stranger to that. I think Stanley's been, ever since he came out of Notre Dame, I don't know. I don't know that he was as good a prospect as Joe Alt, but he was pretty damn close coming out of Notre Dame. Now he's been in the league for nearly 10 years or 9, whatever it's been. And when he's healthy, he's pretty good. Now, is he great? Is he like an all-timer? Probably not. But, the improvement should be immeasurable from what they had. So
let me ask you a question. Let me ask you guys a question then. So the knock on him is he's a great run blocker, but his pass blocking isn't as strong. And with Lamar Jackson, let's be honest, he moves so much that you just got to hold your guy
like a running
for a
back.
split second. But with Patrick Mahomes, you gotta hold it longer. Would this be a duplication of Orlando Brown, who was really good at run blocking, but not as great in pass coverage? Now, the upgrade is, his footwork is a lot better than Orlando Brown's ever was. And this is ultimately the guy that stepped in for him, Stanley, when he got hurt. So for me, the question is, what kind of tackle are we getting based on how he would fit into the Chiefs offense? And that's what concerns me.
Yeah. Well, it is free agency, so you're going to overpay. You have to overpay.
Yeah.
That's just the way it goes. If he has any market at all, like you say, if he's the best left tackle on the market, he's certainly going to have a lot of suitors. So depending on what what he's valuing, where he wants to go, I would imagine he still wants to play, for a winning team. But this could put, I would think is going to be his last large contract. So he's probably going to push for some big guarantees.
2-year deal.
So,
Bengals think it should be a 2-year deal. We'll
are y'all
see.
telling me that Stanley, he's a good run blocker, but he's not great at pass blocking, right?
I'm not saying I'm not saying that. I'm just saying pass blocking for Patrick Mahomes is a lot different than pass blocking for Lamar Jackson. Because Lamar Jackson's not a guy who stays in the pocket. Patrick Mahomes, Mahomes only moves when he's panicked.
Pat tends to bail too, so
he does. Yeah. But Jackson isn't because he's bailing, it's because he sees something and he makes a play to give himself more time.
Coach, go watch some of his games. You'll see. It's
okay. But again, Joe Tooney, it's time to say goodbye to Joe Tooney. And and I don't think Patrick Mahomes was very happy for that. So let's hear from Mr. Pat himself, guys.
Wow. Wasn't that Joe holding him back?
Damn. Joe told him early. Hey, Lou, Joe told him early before ahead of time. He told him early.
He's like, this is probably it for me. So,
don't
good luck.
My chances.
Good luck if they put me out at left tackle.
Man, but the Chicago man, congratulations, Chicago. Chicago is actually building something over there for Caleb Williams.
They just traded for Jonah Jackson a couple days ago. So they made two big moves in a short amount of time. So Ryan Poles, he knows what time it is. Got to get that quarterback.
Know what time it is. Well, shout out to the Eagles, man.
Yeah, John Harrison makes a great comment. Even if they signed Stanley, you draft a tackle 31, 63, 66, even a right tackle, chances are they walk on Taylor next year, which they will. So I agree with you, John. I think they need 2 tackles out of this draft. And I think that's exactly what
maybe the guy from Minnesota standing 6'6".
He's not a first rounder, but he might fall.
Yes, he is a first rounder.
He's not a first rounder. Not happening.
That man is 6'6", man, 6'6" beast.
But again, man, before we get into that rest of the stuff, let's get into resale electronics and hear from them because maybe Pat gonna have to talk to them too as well. They resell that offensive line. You know what I mean?
Repackage that
shit. So with that said, let's hear from Resell Electronics.
Got a roll today.
About our new sponsor, Resell Electronics. They buy and sell all of your consumer electronics. For more information, we're going to roll tape. Run it.
Save big on the hottest electronics. At Resell Electronics, we offer the best deals on new and pre-owned TVs, game consoles, cameras, plus so much more. With 2 convenient locations along Noland Road in Independence, stop by and visit us today.
That's right. Resell Electronics, 2 great locations, Noland Road and 40 Highway in Independence. If you're looking to buy or sell any of your personal consumer electronics, they are your one-stop shop. You walk in, you tell them the guys at Chiefs Blitz and Bowtie Sports sent you, and they'll give you a 10% discount. Check out their website at resellwithac electronics.com.
Resell.
That is Resell Electronics.
Repackage and reship, man.
And speaking of resale, can somebody get fill Tooney's cleats? Can Kingsley fill Tooney's cleats when it's all said and done? Coach Dre.
Fuck no. No, man. He's played horrible, guys. When he was on the field, he played horrible. Like you said, what the eyes can see, he played horrible, right? But this is first year. He was a rookie. So do I got faith in him? Sure. Why not? Right now, this is time for him to really fill the void. I got faith in them, guys. I really do. I got faith in what they do. And I'm probably sure he learned from Tooney. So we'll see. Like Lou stated, to be determined. So
he didn't lose his athleticism. Everything they liked about him going into last year's draft and made him a 2nd-round pick is still there in front of him. If they've just kind of realized that, hey, he might actually have a future playing guard. and just a totally different position. And you saw what Tooney was like out there. Now, again, he's much bigger than Joe, so he should be able to play left tackle. But again, it's a very you want to say almost like a naked feeling. You're out there on an island against like the freakiest athletes in the NFL, and you're not the freakiest athlete, right? So maybe if they kick him inside and he finds his way. And, you know, it's happened before with many guys that get drafted as a tackle, kick inside, and all of a sudden they find their way. Look at Mekhi Becton, what he did, you know, at the Jets, every bust. He was one of the better guards in the league during the playoffs last year. He's like
it certainly was.
So
that's right.
So I mean, can he fill his clear? I mean, Tooney was an all-pro for many years. I mean, that was setting the bar really high. Can he play well enough for them to function? Absolutely. Again, it's going to take that whatever they're doing in OTAs, training camp to get, because now you're adding two new pieces.
Good goddamn coach
to the 5, you're 40% of your line. Okay, you got to get kind of like on the same page and how they pass things off and all these other different signals and so forth that they do and switches at the line of scrimmage. So everything is there. He can do it.
Okay.
This isn't a surprise. Brett Beach talked about how excited they were about moving Kingsley inside. That was the first, you know, shot across the bow that, you know, one of these guards was probably going to be. I think that for Kingsley, again, you know, Nick Jacobs at 41 put up a 4.5 minutes of his cut-ups from the game against the Broncos where he started. And in that first half or first 3 quarters, they played against the Broncos' top defense. And he, from what I saw, he held his ground pretty good. I think if you shrink his space, he's got a tackle on one side in the center. Hold on. I think if you just kind of, you know, keep him confined, he can do the job. Now, he moved out a couple times. He helped out the tackle. He helped out the center. He got out there and running plays, made a nice block for Carson Wentz. So I think some of the things are there. And, you know, right, wrong, indifferent. He's the starting left guard right now, and that's something the Chiefs are going to have to spend the entire offseason, mini camps, OTAs, mini camps, training camp, preseason to get him ready. But again, it's kind of a moot point if they don't solve, you know, who's going to be next to him on his left.
Hey, real quick though, man. I know it's what the eyes can see, but me looking over the statistics, he was 30. It was
look at the
low.
tape. Okay, you're grading him as a tackle. Forget it.
Yeah, but
look at the highlights from the Broncos
for
game.
offensive.
I know. I'm gonna receive hell. I know, but I'm just saying.
No, but it
doesn't matter.
Think about it. It's hard enough to gauge
and on paper
statistics of what guys that handle the ball do. Now you're talking about tackle, center. I mean, you can watch them, but stats. I mean, those are very subjective. So
I watched his. I watched them DNs get busy on his ass. So
he's not going to be facing a lot of defensive ends.
Right. And that's playing on the outside. I mean, that's like it really is apples and oranges.
Yeah, I think, you know, I'll put it like this. Tooney had to fill somebody else's cleats. So I feel like, you know, the sky's is the limit. So you don't know what, an offensive lineman can get up. Like Trey Smith got drafted in the 6th round. Nobody thought he was going to come out and be
lucky. You never know.
And Kingsley, everybody thought he was going to be a left tackle. Maybe his position is a guard, and he probably could, sell at it. So, you know what I mean? If he don't sell at it, we all know what we're going to be doing.
I thought you fixed that offensive line, Brett. I thought you fixed that offensive
line. You fixed it, Brett. I thought you fixed it. That's what I'm going to say.
You guys recall during Senior Bowl week, I brought up Gray Zabel, and he's a guy that played left tackle at North Dakota State, and he was handling everybody at the Senior Bowl. He actually was better than your
6'6",
the gold jacket from Minnesota, Ursery. Okay, but he projects as a guard. He can also play center, so he's a guy that can play all 5 positions. He's probably going to go much higher than the Chiefs have a pick. But I don't think you would draft him to be a left tackle. So again, it's very offensive line is just a very fluid thing, and it's certain guys pick up being a left tackle, and some guys don't. Meaning in the NFL, Tooney played left tackle at North Carolina State. But when he comes to the NFL, Belichick, no, he just doesn't project. His body type just doesn't project as a left tackle. So all of a sudden, he's an all-pro guard. He played center at New England. So guys, you just got to play them where they fit. And maybe that's what they figured out, but they had to play him at left tackle because they had no other choice.
Hey, y'all might be right. He might, by him going to the inside playing guard, that might find a jewel. He might be comfortable. He might be comfortable. Yeah. I don't know.
I gotta let him cook. But again, I don't want my this dude. But again, I don't want no Andrew Luck situation. So you know what I mean? I know I seen a plane coming down on one Arrowhead Drive, and I know I seen one man enter in that stadium, and he was hot. And he came in there and he said he's gonna put belt to ass if he don't get offensive line fixed. And I think that's gonna happen. So I'm ready for it.
That's that looks like an albino camel. I don't know where the hell you get a goat out of that.
Of all the images available, that's the one you.
It's not even a unicorn. Put a horn on its head. Maybe it's a unicorn.
My son sent me that. He was like, "This is my home's daughter."
Hey, listen. Hey, my home's about to pull an NWA, man. He about to pull an NWA on VJ, man.
Very pale.
He's very pale. But speaking of some other stuff that's going on. A lot of DK Metcalf, he requested a trade. Right. Should the Chiefs make a run for DK Metcalf or Tyler Lockett that was just released? Lou,
okay.
I'd rather take Tyler Lockett.
I'm going to say probably not for different reasons. Obviously, DK is represented by the same agent that represents Deebo Samuel, and you saw that he just requested a trade and made a move. When they signed, I believe, the same year, their extension. So they're making about the same amount of money. And he's looking for more cash. And I don't know that the Chiefs are going to invest, and I'm sure he sees himself as a $30 million wide receiver. Chiefs aren't going to. No, I'm saying he's.
I don't think he is.
And I'm sure. But looking at the guys that do get 30, he may get it from a desperate team, but I don't think the Chiefs are going to do that. Tyler Lockett, it may just be an age thing. He's 10 years into his career.
10 years.
Yeah. He's kind of maybe like duplicating efforts with kind of like an X, but X is like a hell of a lot faster at this stage of his career.
Right.
So I doubt it. Should they? I would say no.
Yeah, I'm with you, Lou. I like DK Metcalf. I think he'd be terrific with Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice. I mean, I think it'd be fun to watch.
Sure, absolutely. It'd be great.
Fear.
Yeah,
if you didn't have to pay him.
Yeah, but I just think what do the Seahawks want here? Now, if he's the same agent as Deebo, what did the Redskins
fifth round pick, but they pick up the full boat of his current contract. And he's going to want an extension.
Y'all would seriously?
If they give him an
extension to the Chiefs, y'all like that?
If they give him an extension as part of the trade, meaning the Chiefs, just assume wildly for the moment, that's one thing. But to eat that salary, and again, the Chiefs don't have a lot of they have no 5th or 6th round pick this year.
Yeah,
they're going to probably have to give away the pick that they got.
He's going to want 60 plus. In the first 2 years. No funny money, no back ending the contract with big numbers to make it look like a big APY. No, he wants that.
I agree with John. I agree with John, man.
That's really not that is not their philosophy at this point. They've been drafting those receivers, plug in with some. Now, if you change that with like a Christian Kirk, then you might have something, because I don't think he's going to be able to command top dollar. If you remember a few years back, he was like the first guy that kind of got this ball rolling when Jacksonville paid him a ton of cash. And you're like, where the hell did this come from? I mean, he's good, but he's not like
92 million or something like that.
Franchise altering player. So he's going to see it from both ends. He got way overpaid. he's going to have to take maybe like a Hollywood deal or a Juju deal. I think.
I don't think he'll get even a
say this.
Hollywood deal.
Hey, I'm gonna say, guys,
Yeah,
we talking
I
about
think he
all this
will.
icing with no
He's
cake.
young. He's young.
All the icing with no cake, man. All this icing, all this glitter and gold. You know what I'm saying? There's no foundation, man. You know what I'm saying? We talk about all this icing with no foundation, man. You know what I'm saying? We gotta bake the cake first. We gotta have some stability first. Hell no, I wouldn't even recommend these guys. Hell no, let's get the line together.
I would say if I had to choose between the two, I would choose DK. He's 27. And you got to look at it, guys. The Chiefs
right before a tackle.
The Chiefs have Xavier Worthy, Rasheed Rice, and who else? Sky Moore. Who else? D Hop is a free agent. Hollywood Brown.
Don't you disrespect Justin Ross? Don't you respect Justin Ross?
Is not on here no more. He got signed to another team. So I'm just saying, sir. I'm just saying, if we had to choose anything, and DK 27 years old, if the Chiefs can find a way to get that contract fixed, I will choose DK. I would bring him in. But again, if I had to choose, between DK and Savion Williams from TCU, hey, the same player.
Why would you pick DK? Why would you pick DK?
He's 27. He's young, and he can.
Suck on pacifiers.
Patrick Mahomes need more weapons, guys. He have Xavier Worthy, but who else he had after that? Travis Kelce's going to retire after this year. Who else he going to have after that?
But when you think DK Metcalf, do you think a route runner?
Thank you. Exactly.
Or do you think he kind of wins with power and speed?
Yeah,
and they've never really gone after that. Now, I
talk about one-dimensional. That's your one-dimensional receiver.
He's really young. He's really young. That fits. The money doesn't fit and won't fit.
Childish,
but just the fact that he plays a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it could work, but they've never had that in their offense or really gone after it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They've always looked at guys that were like really quick in and out of their breaks, can read defenses and all this thing. And I'm not saying DK can't do that. We just haven't seen it throughout his career, whether it was at Mississippi or with Seattle. It's usually a lot of those streak routes, a lot of, maybe just some in-cut, but mostly outside stuff. You just don't see Patrick throwing a lot of those balls.
And that's all you need. A big body receiver going down the field, and Patrick Mahomes throw it up. There it is. That's all.
They don't do that.
Randy got the speed to go down the field. Randy
he has to have time to pass the ball.
I'm just saying.
All this icing, bro, with no cake.
Yeah, and I think you'll see a lot more of that. I think just those last few plays in the Super Bowl just kind of crystallize it for Patrick. Like, this kid, I just gotta launch it. Right.
Yeah. Well, again, Rice is going to be out for 4 to 6 games, so we can't count on Rice at the beginning of the year to be part of. No. They've got to bring receivers in, but I don't think they're going to bring a $30 million a year receiver.
Right.
That's one dimensional, man. Absolutely not. And he's stuck on pacifiers, man.
So with that said, about bringing somebody in, should the Chiefs, sign one of these two guys, Wharton or Menahu? If they had to choose on defense, I don't know why it came in that big, but you get what I was saying. I'll fix this.
Yeah, and the reason we're posing the question,
blank slate, Hensley. We're a blank slate.
That's right.
We're not married to anything here.
I don't know why. Go ahead.
This is like a hedge fund manager.
Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, so the Chiefs have been talking to Wharton's people. They're trying to get a deal done to keep him in Kansas City. Menahu, I know they're trying to do the same thing. I don't think they can keep both. I'm assuming Nick Bolton's going to sign now that the Zach Ron deal has been put out there. That's about what he's going to get. So I think for me, as much as I like Charles Menahu and I love the guy to death, I think Wharton, they don't have another inside presence next to Chris Jones, and he's proved himself. 8 quiet sacks last year. He was terrific in the postseason.
And in a run game too, Nick.
Yeah, and he's a high energy guy. He's going to get a big payday, and I think that's the one guy. If they can keep these two and Bolton, that'd be great. Use some of that savings from Thuney and restructuring a couple of contracts. Keep 3 defensive guys. I think that helps this team, but. I really like Wharton. It's a great story. Menahu's a great story. I love the way to keep all 3 of these defenders, but I don't think that's going to happen. But Wharton, to me, the indications I've received is they are really trying to get him signed to stay in Kansas City.
No, keep Warden. Nah, Menahu was crying on the sidelines. Listen,
Oh,
you keep
stop
Warden.
it.
Warden was out there stuffing Saquon Barkley. You hear me? Stuffing Saquon Barkley. I mean, it was
Clear,
flexing it after every
concise
play.
analysis of the coach. He
That's
was
right, man. He was
crying on the
stuffing, man.
sideline.
He was
upset.
crying. And so what? You crying?
Well, you know what I'm going to
Warden
say.
was
I'm
flexing,
always going
boy.
to.
He had a
I'm
big
always.
penalty in the game. That was the
I'm
game.
always
that was,
gonna
that
go
was
with
the
the
big
young-
momentum changer.
I'm always going to go with the younger guy and the ascending player. I think Wharton still is kind of scratching the surface. Charles might be where he's going to be coming off an ACL tear.
Right.
He's not going to get any quicker. Again, we love the guy, but again, his availability throughout his career, no matter what you say, freak injury, whatever, if he's there, if he's playing, that's great. If he's not, he's unavailable. So I think Wharton for sure, if you can only do one of them.
Damn, everybody love Warden. Hey, it was on you, boy. It's your guy. What's up?
I'm going Charles Menahu if I had to choose.
I knew it. You had
That's fair.
Yeah, Charles Menahu, when he came back, he changed the defensive line. When he was out, you can tell the impact that he did have on the defensive line as well. So, and also you can get Deion Walker for Kentucky. If he falls there in the second round, and the Chiefs can move up in the second round, they can get him and have him and Chris Jones together. You know what I mean? He learning for somebody his size, same ability. So, hey, yes. I'm going bigger. I know Warren going to, because the Warren going to demand, he's going to demand the bank as he should. He's going to demand the bank in the armored truck this offseason, and he's young because he's going to. I don't see.
And you don't think Charles is going for a big deal?
I don't think he's going to get it though. I don't think he will get that.
Then I think that's what happens is that he'll just say, well, then they'll tell him go out and shop the market, see what you come back with, and we'll talk. But you're talking about Wharton being a guy they didn't draft, but they brought him into the league. They got him to this level. I mean, it's the same argument that I made for Trey Smith is that you brought this guy in, you've developed him, now he's good, and you're going to say, we'll find somebody else. Yeah, and you could, you really could, but if given the choice, one or the other, again, younger and ascending is always gets my vote.
I'll take Wharton. Young, that boy's a run stopper. You hear me?
Yep.
And plus, he's not very emotional either. So you know what I'm saying. So you don't need that on the sideline.
And hopefully, as far as an outside guy, if you're seeing Felix ascending, you're seeing Dan is still under contract. You got George playing on the end. Hence, you talked about in the draft. There's certainly the defensive line group, edge, and most tackle pretty deep. You can get into the second and third round and get a damn good player. So
what they said, man. What do you have? Speaking of the draft, what do you have for Chiefs who on the draft?
Oh boy, Hensley,
do it.
You are gonna hear a trend here. I'm sticking with the times. This week's version is gonna be the Chief franchise tag. Who? Oh. That's right. The franchise tag is come and gone, but the Chiefs have used this tag, not just this year, but they have in the past. So for our illuminated panel, I have 3 of such players. So let's see if they can figure it out. All right. So this Chief, a former first-round pick, sat the entire season on the tag once upon a time. Who could it be? Hensley.
I know. I just had it in my. It wasn't. Was it Dwayne Bowe?
No Googling, please. It was not Dwayne Bowe. Nick.
No.
Harvey Williams.
Pardon?
Harvey Williams. I don't know.
Say it out loud. Come on.
Harvey Williams.
Harvey Williams. Okay, not Harvey Williams.
Jared Allen.
No. Actually, it was a Williams, but it was Dan Williams back in 1998. First round pick of the Denver Broncos in 93, 11th overall. Was with the Chiefs. They brought him in 97. The very next year, Carl slaps the tag on him, and they never did get a deal done.
The rest is history. That didn't go well. He came back the following year and was never quite himself. So there you have it. Okay, number 2. Which Chief, other than Trey Smith, was the most recent to be tagged? Hensley.
Recent to be tagged.
Most recently tagged just before Trey Smith.
Chris Jones.
Was he tagged?
Last year he was. No, he wasn't.
Nope.
No.
So
No.
Nick.
Last year. Let's see.
Not last year. The one before.
Just before.
Somebody said LJ, Larry Johnson, or
Larry Johnson?
Not Larry
L'Jarius
Johnson.
Sneed. Come on, L'Jarius Sneed.
Not L'Jarius Sneed.
Oh, he wasn't tagged.
Have a guess, Nick. Let's go.
I don't have a
Time's
guess.
wasting.
Sorry, I don't have a guess.
Coach, what do you got?
Let me see.
Let
me see. I'm not.
Get
Googling.
out of there.
I'm not Googling.
You look at me,
I'm
man.
not Googling.
Look right here. Stop looking
looking
down.
at-
Look at me.
I see
Leave
the
him on the
Chiefs
screen,
sign.
Hence. Leave him on the screen, man.
There it is.
all right,
Weston
all right.
Brewster's got Weston Brewster's got the answer.
Western Brewster has it. That's right. The most infamous fingernails in Chiefs history. D Ford. Yeah, he was the last one.
I forgot that one.
And Hence missed that one. I can't believe
Back
it.
in 2019. So
I
yeah,
thought it was
imagine that. D Ford, a franchise player. That's beautiful.
Traded to the
All
49ers
right.
for
So here we go.
round
This
pick.
is more
All
of a
right.
cumulative one. How many times have the Chiefs used the franchise tag?
Damn.
Ooh.
Hensley.
Shit.
shoot. I'm gonna take a hard guess, and I'm gonna say 20.
Okay.
Shit.
No.
How many beans in the jar?
Nick, what do you got?
Five.
5. Coach.
I'm gonna go with a whopping 15.
15. Okay. The Kansas City Chiefs have used the franchise tag 7 times.
That was close.
Who was the first one? This is a bonus question. Who was the first one they put the tag on?
Was
Moses.
it Dan Slay
Walk with Jesus.
Whoa, what? Hey, what?
I said Moses.
Why are you going on biblical on us here, man? I don't know.
Go ahead.
How old do you think Lamar Hunt is? All right, what do you say, Nick?
Go ahead, Nick.
Say either Larry Johnson or Dan Saleamua.
Okay, neither of those guys. What do you say, Coach?
The first guy was tagged.
Yeah.
Derek Thomas.
Close. It was Neil Smith back in
Neil
93.
Smith, that's right.
So you had
Dre, what you want for
Neil
second place?
Smith in 93, Dan Williams in 98, Tony Gonzalez in 02, Debo in 12, Brandon Albert in 13, Justin Houston in 15, and D Ford in 19. There you have it, folks.
That was a good one, though, Lou. That was a good one. I like
Lou,
that.
Brought to you by our friends at Underdog Sports. Let's go.
That was a good one. Damn, Derek Thomas just. I had it. I was close.
Yeah, that Dan Williams thing was a nightmare. That's for sure. Oh boy,
There seem to be a lot of those with Carl.
Carl was set in his ways, man. He got something. His mind was made up, and that was it. And it took an act of God to get him to change his mind. So.
So let's get into some of these updates that happened throughout the week. The Chiefs with a few guys at the combine, or some of the guys that very interested into us, and could be filling some positions here on this team pretty soon.
Oh, real soon.
Because hey, let's get it right into Quint was that Jenkins? I think his name is Jada Jenkins.
Quinshon Jenkins, running back from Ohio State.
Quinshon Jenkins.
Yeah. That would be a very interesting player in this backfield. Played his first 3 or 4 years at Mississippi. Great player. I mean, absolutely. He's got speed. He's got the agility. He can catch out of the backfield. I mean, it was just for Ohio State to have him and Travion in the same backfield. No, I mean, not in the same backfield, but on the same team, same position is just, it just shouldn't be allowed. But that's the way college football works. And either of those guys would be great.
He can catch, got agility. Is he a third down back, Lou?
I think he's a 3 down back for sure.
Oh yeah, no question.
I mean, he could be your Saquon Barkley. I mean, not to that level, but I mean, pretty sure.
So basically, telling me he's
first,
all
second,
around
and
back.
third down. Yeah.
Okay, all around back. Okay, all around back guy. Okay.
Yeah.
No, he's definitely he would fit perfectly in Andy Reid's
he will.
offense.
He sure the hell will.
He fits all the criteria that you want in a guy that can play 3 downs. He can run, he can catch. I'm assuming he can block relatively well. And the Chiefs need this kind of player in their offense. I mean, there's just no question about it. We can't pussyfoot around and we can't hide about it. I mean, you got to have. They need a Jamal Charles / type running back that can stretch the field, because to their credit, the Chiefs offensive line opened up some pretty good holes for their runners last year, and had either one of them had better speed and better vision at times. There's some home run opportunities there.
Yeah.
So
that can make a huge difference on this team. I mean, you saw what Saquon was able to do for them. You were able to see what Josh Jacobs did for the Packers. It's just you expect.
I wish he didn't.
When you're expecting from the Chiefs' perspective, all the splash plays having to come from the receivers, that's a lot of pressure, because now you're banking on protection, you're banking on the receiver, the right reads. There's so many different things that if you can just hand it to a guy and you get explosive plays, it just makes everything else so much easier, right? And if that running back run gets kind of pushed down, in other words, if you see like Genty and Omari and Hampton seem to be the two favorites to go in the first round, the kid from North Carolina, the rest of them get pushed down. Maybe the Chiefs are able to sneak one at the top of round 3.
Yeah. I think there's going to be some really good ones. This is through rounds 1 through 4 into 5, maybe halfway. You got guys who can be very productive in the NFL. It's a deep, deep class.
But Brett, ever since he was kind of proven right with Pops in the 7th, I just think he will wait.
But Pops has peaked. I mean, I think Pops has peaked.
I mean, they've gotten as much out of him.
They can't have another guy.
I shouldn't say as much. They've gotten more out of him than they could have ever expected. I don't care what he did.
So far they made
back. I mean, you guys were talking about it in the chat as far as maybe they trade Pops. I don't know how much value he has out there,
and he's very integral.
If he's probably done after next season with the Chiefs,
possible,
and he walks away, you're not going to get a compensatory pick. He was a 7th round pick. Maybe the equation you get a little bit, but if you can get a better pick for him now, why not do it now? I mean, if you're really really looking to maximize the value of all this stuff, sure. I don't know if there's really a trade market for him at this point, though.
Right. Yeah, but looking at him, I think he favors Saquon Barkley to me. Watching the kid play, I think he got this skill level, size, and ability. But
a franchise back.
Yeah, franchise back. You know what I mean? And so far, the Chiefs met with when they was at the combine, they met with 3 offensive line, 3 wide receiver, 2 tight ends, 3 running back, 4 D tackles, 3 D linemen, 1 linebacker, 4 corners. And these guys, they're looking to fill these positions here.
Chiefs met with 15 offensive linemen.
Yeah.
I'm sure once they had all their meetings, they probably did. I don't see any reason why not. They weren't meeting with any quarterbacks, and if they did, it would have been just brief.
15 offensive linemen.
Or can we blow up the internet right now and say, is it too early to start looking at quarterbacks for the Chiefs?
Also, the wide receiver room will probably get a little more thinner. Justin, Watson probably is on his way out. He's 29 years old. Go ahead, Nick. Go ahead and read that.
Yeah, he's 29, coming into his 8th season, according to Tony Pauline. Chiefs would like to bring him back for 1 more year, but money's going to be the issue. So
is it? I mean, it's not like he's going to command a ton of money in the open market.
I agree with
right.
That
so if just hearing him speak when they talk to him about where he is, he just seems like a guy that just very cerebral, just a smart dude, and he kind of knows his place in the league. And if he really enjoys playing with this team and playing with this quarterback as much as he does, if the Chiefs want him back, I think he'll come to some agreement for not a ton of money.
Right.
Who's going to pay him more?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he only got what 2 point. He had a 2-year $4 million deal, so it wasn't happening. It wasn't a lot of money.
He won't get any more than that.
I think he'll be kind of one of the later signings if they bring him back. Usually
like
the 1 year deals.
Special teams, maybe your fifth receiver.
Mhm.
So that's not worth a ton of cash. And it's not like he put up a ton of numbers here where he can go out and his agent starts spouting off how much he's going to impact your team.
Good point.
Yeah.
But,
I think what Tony's referring to is if the Chiefs want him back, and that's the question.
Exactly.
And they're going to have those. They're going to have to fill out their roster, losing 20, 21 guys.
Yeah.
They got 10 or 11 1-year contracts they have to lay out.
A lot of shopping. A lot of shopping.
Yeah, so it's possible.
And one guy that could be there who the Chiefs met with, and I really like this guy, is Isaiah Bonds. Even though he didn't run the 40, just like Xavier Worthy, but this kid, he's a legit wide receiver. I would love to see him in a Chiefs uniform where his former teammate Xavier Worthy, Rasheed Rice, and potential DK Metcalf. If that does happen. You know what I mean? That would be unacceptable for anybody.
Bills fans are all over TK Metcalf.
So what kind of player is Bonds? What can Bonds bring to the Chiefs? What can Bonds bring to the Chiefs?
Bonds brings to the Chiefs is explosive, agility. He's quick on when he gets the catch. When he get the ball, he's hard to tackle. One of my favorite receivers that's coming out this draft, man. He was my top three. Top three receivers that's coming out this draft.
He's Xavier Worthy about a quarter of a step slower. I mean, that's it. I mean, really, almost the same size. I mean, obviously, big time recruit at Alabama. I mean, he was decent there, but he was playing behind guys that are in the NFL or doing really well in the NFL. So
I don't know if they need another guy like that.
So, but then he's got his teammate, Matthew Golden, that he ran a little bit faster. He was a Houston transfer. He actually has a real good chance to be maybe the, first or second receiver off the board.
So I don't understand it. Nick said you don't need no receiver like that, but y'all want Hollywood Brown back. But again, I would bring this guy back. I would bring this guy into the here. He's younger. He's not injury prone like Hollywood Brown. Hey, I was bringing this guy.
Where would you draft him? Would you draft him at 31 or where you
saying in the second round? I think he'll fall to the second, and the Chiefs move up and get him.
Maybe not.
Take him in the second.
From Minnesota, though.
Maybe not quite 63.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be interesting to see, how they're because I guess the conventional wisdom is that this receiver group isn't nearly as good as last year's, right? Mm-hmm. So. You got guys that now the kid from Arizona, Tet McMillan, is being like parsed apart. I mean, he's not doing any workouts or anything like that. He's a one-trick pony. I mean, 2 years ago, this was like going to be the next stud receiver in the NFL. Right. And now he's like, whatever, he's fallen off the face of the earth. And perhaps this kid, Matthew Golden from Texas, the Houston transfer, could go ahead of him.
Yeah, he's picking up steam.
But and also we got another update that when the Chiefs signed, a guy that's went up under the radar so far, the
radar, under the practice squad.
He's on to the practice squad.
Yeah,
but again, let's bring him up.
I think this guy seals Nick Bolton's fate, right? He's out.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
Hey.
There he is.
Blake Lynch. Let's go, dude.
Blake Lynch.
He was on the practice squad for a while.
What was he for like a week? He was on the practice squad for like a week here.
Well, I don't want to de-glorify him here. I'm trying to prop him up a little bit.
Yeah.
There you go.
Good special teams guy.
He's a practice squad player.
Put a little sugar on him.
Hey, he could make the 53 as a special teamer if they lose a bunch of these free agents that do play special teams. You got to put.
He needs the glaze hose, Hence. He needs the glaze hose, man. You got to glaze them up, man.
You got to find other people.
Rest in peace.
Fill some of these
Rest in peace. Rest in peace to the glaze hose.
I never want to see that again, ever.
But again, it probably back soon. I don't know. I'll just say, but he never. Everybody that you probably look past and say, "Oh, it's under the radar sign." Is hey, maybe he was a lot of people in his way before he get a shot. I never want to undermess and don't want to look at it like. I don't want to can't get it done, but I feel like he probably will. You never know.
He's a Kansas City Chief, so.
Hey, who knows, man? Hey, bring him out there, Hense. You prop up gold jacket this guy.
He is
might be the
welcome
dude,
here.
man.
He's the Jack Cochran replacement. You're right.
The glaze with the gold
here.
jacket, Hense. He might be the star. He might be our next Zach Bond.
But again, man, thank you to Mr. Joe Tooney. He's a Chicago Bear now. He's up out of here, guys, and
he earned his money this year. I'll tell you
a lot of Chiefs fans are upset. Some Chiefs fans understand. Some upset. I was just upset about the 4th round pick. I think we should have got more.
Nah, you were upset more than that this morning when you called me.
Watch out for Joe.
I thought I was going to have to call someone.
Watch out for Joe getting a couple more Super Bowl rings in Chicago.
Hell yeah, boy. Hey, you right, Lou.
You never know. He probably will. He probably pick up and get a ring with Chicago. Never know.
It's a great pickup for the Bears.
I was like,
winners win.
I was just really just little like when I got my phone, I was like, oh, Lord. Oh man, I feel for Patrick Mahomes.
I wonder what he was referring to in that instance.
Hey man, you know what? Out with the old and with the new. I'm excited to see where the offensive line goes. I'm very excited.
No disrespect to Diana Rossini, but in her haste to be first, she had it as a 6th rounder. So that it looked even worse.
Yeah. They both did, yeah.
Damn.
So that I think that's where we get so nuts that people don't even stop to ask the questions or maybe get the right answer, and they're just like, just get it out there, get something out there.
I don't care what it is.
Yeah,
all good,
guys. So the whole left side for the Chiefs is very important. So going to this draft, man. Hey, we don't need no running backs going early or receivers going early, gentlemen. All trenches, man. We don't need that.
Well, again, we'll see what happens in free agency. They may fill that slot, and that changes, their draft focus. Right? Yeah, they'll probably still draft some young linemen because you have to every year because you never know what's going to happen, how many injuries you're going to have.
That's true.
Guys that potentially will be gone next year. Juwan Taylor. So
he's out of here. Go ahead. Get the fuck out here, 15. Give 15 the boot.
He's a good lineman, man. He just had the false starts. Other than that, he's a good offensive
fundamentally little off. He's fundamentally off. That's all it is.
Hey, they probably get Kim Taylor, man. They probably get his other partner from Jaguars. He fights Cam Robinson. He gonna come in here. He gonna have Taylor in him in here.
Well,
so Cam Robinson in a heartbeat.
Next to Stanley, he would be the next guy, and he's younger. So I don't know if he commands the same money. So there's some advantages there. He seemed to play pretty well for the Vikings. They were probably thinking the same thing with Juwan Taylor. He played well for Jacksonville.
Yeah, we don't want no more. We don't want more Juju, John.
No. Speak for yourself.
We don't want more Juju.
I'm overruling the withdrawal of the post. No,
so I everybody in for Juju say aye.
Yeah, I mean the Patriots took $7.5 million of his contract last year. Yeah,
man, we gotta go younger, man. I do believe in Patrick Mahomes. I don't believe in his line right now. Once the line gets sold up, God, this is a whole different conversation, man. Just sold up that line, get that line together.
Well, there's no game next week, so there's time.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we got time.
We're good.
He's not even 28 yet, but his knees is 82. But we just what's wrong right now. So I don't want Juju. We want to go young. I know he's not even 28 right now.
I would bring Juju over. I would bring Juju over Watson.
Look at Lou. He's trying to hold his laugh, man. Lou trying to hold his laugh, man.
Hey, man, 82 knees, man. Young with 82 knees, boy. Like
they did. Hey, we know it's true. So with that said, guys, it was a great show, guys. What do you think Juju had?
D-Rob's available.
Yeah, D-Rob. I'll take D-Rob.
I'll take D-Rob. I think Patrick would like D-Rob.
Mm-hmm.
The D-Rob that we saw after he left, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll take D-Rob. That's my guy in Kansas City. I like D-Rob.
That first year when he played in the preseason, Patrick's first year as a rookie, that was kind of like his guy in those preseason games.
Yeah, they were. And then the game against the Broncos, his first NFL start, he was the guy too. So
yeah, I'll take D-Rob.
I'll take D-Rob.
You're out, man.
Just got to figure out that sideline, D-Rob.
But again, guys, keep your phones updated because you're gonna get all your latest
Oh
news.
my God, it's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be crazy. So we're gonna all the updates, and thank for all the other guys
subscribe, turn on the alerts, and you'll
And
know when we're coming up with the news.
We are 50 days until the draft, guys. Let that sink in.
All right, again, Friday we'll be back at 1:30 on Monday. The window opens at 11 o'clock Central Time for the legal tampering, so we'll come on about 1:30. Probably be some breaking news in the first couple of hours.
All the overspenders, all the big spenders,
all the guys with the big budgets, and the guys that want money versus rings are all signed within the first 2 to 3 hours. After that, a lot of the rest of the teams will go to work. So we'll see what happens. Stay tuned to Chiefs Blitz. We'll keep you updated on everything, including what the Chiefs are going to do to create more cap space.
Absolutely.
Let's go.